Good morning, afternoon, evening, friends and family, loved ones. This is your friend Kelly, and I'm Mr. Jim Cox. I got with him and we worked out a deal, and he's designed me trays that I'm going to sell. Now, these are my logo, per se, trays, and it's not something that I can swap out and toss something else on here. What you see is what you get, basically. And I'm going to show you the small tray first, and I'm going to zoom in, so if that triggers you guys, look away. I'm going to do 7 times. I think that's a good. But if you can see this first print, I'm just got the 3D printer maybe a month or two ago, so I'm in the trial and error stages. You can kind of see a bleed through of the black because I did a black, and I did get a different plate that has a smooth bottom, but I have the texture plate that would be, do I have one of those printed out? Yes. This one, you can see it's kind of textured. That's what the normal plate does, which it is a little textured. It's not as slick as this, but I think the design with the new plate looks cooler. But I also have the carbon fiber. It's one side it's this, and the other side's like a carbon fiber look. And I don't think I have anything printed with that on it because I think I shipped those out. Anyway, what I'm doing, this one you can see, like I said, there's kind of a bleed through the black because I could do an all white one. I think I shipped that one out too. Or I have it packaged up to go to somebody. I've already sold a few items. Anyway, I can do like white here. Start off with, I can do 4 colors with the printer. It's set up where I can do 4 colors. Okay, like this, you got the black, you got the teal, the red, and the tan. So that's the 4 colors. Now, these logos look the same. They're really not. You figure the big one is more detailed. I can make more changes on it, and Mr. Jim sat there and added changes that I could make, basically, is what it is, where what I can color and what I can't color is different on these two. This one is more of a basic thing. So pretty much this one, what the background is what the face is going to be, the inside of the ears, other than the black coloring. The feet is going to be also the tray color, that type of thing. Pretty much everything that's white here has to be white or a solid color. So the tray and that, if I'm making any sense. Now, the body I can do in different colors, like I can do this one. The like where the black is, if you wanted that black to be teal, if you wanted it to be red and that to be black. I mean, I can do different colors for that, but just basically figure the white's one color, the red's one color, the black's one color, that type of deal. I wish I'd sit there and hold on a minute. Let me go see if I got one handy. Okay, I did have one handy, but this'll tell you better. That I mean, the blade I can make purple if you want that purple, or green also, but pretty much the eyeballs, you see where it's purple right there on the eyes, and it's got to be the same color as this purple. So pretty much the purple has to stay purple, is all one color. I'm hoping that more or less makes sense. But basically say, hey, Kelly, can you do one with a brown monkey with a white face? Then the tray itself will have to be white to do the white face. I mean, just to let you know, this part would be white. The feet inside them would be white. The black portion here, that would be white. I mean, that so you can understand there is some limitation as to what I can color on this. But like I said, anyway, this white one I did, and I had to play with the settings. You can see there was some bleed through, which this I kind of wanted on the arrow around, but I was not wanting the squiggly lines per se. But that's just because it was black with a white, and white, it'll show through on white. Now, I did play with the settings a little bit, and as you can see, I kept that and still have the black. And normally I did, like I said, I printed one that was white and white here. Those are the colors that I can change also, as long as it's one of the 4 colors that would be in the print that I'm doing. But with me doing a thicker layer, I think that work turned out really good as to how it looks. Like I said, it's a learning process for me. But this one, they're pretty much what you see is what you get, with caveat I can do some different colors. Okay? But this one, like I said, you can tell the monkey is a little bit more detailed, where that's like all one little section. He's got it separated where I can color those in to a certain degree. You know, so this is, he did a lot of good work, and he did such an awesome job. Look, reach out to him and tell him thanks. And if you need something done, check with him and see what he can do and what his pricing is. I haven't gotten with him as Tim doing anything if you need something designed or whatever, but this is, I'm selling these. I mean, and he got with me doing this, and I don't know if he really wants to design any more trays after all of this, because I think he's like, no, you need to sell your trays. And then honestly, I plan on giving him money for this in addition to what we've already done. That with these items sell, I'm gonna give him a proportion of it. Let's just put it that way. One way or the other, he's gonna get something out of it. But the small trays will fit inside the large tray. There's a little bit of play, but they're 4.5 by 6.5 is the dimension, basically ish. You know how my ishes are from edge to edge. That's 4.5 by 6.5 for the small tray, and 6.5 by 8.5 for ish for the large tray. It's just slightly shorter than the half, but it's close enough for government work. But this one, the big one, does come with the 5 pockets. We did 2 larger ones on the end. And do I have any clips that are loose and handy for me to actually do? Of course not. Does Kelly think things through before she does things? No. Okay. But you figure lighter, a Kershaw Bel Air. And yes, these are 3D printed scales for the Kershaw Bel Air. Me and Jim, I've been printing them and playing with them since I had one. He did up the program, and we're working on doing that. So that may be something we can print for you in the future. I can do it in PLA or PETG. PETG's a little bit stronger, but it's going to be one color. I'm not going to be able to do a multicolor thing or whatever, or at least not yet. We'll see as time goes on if there's even an asking for this. But we got like a little bit more tweaking to do, which I printed it out this time. This one's in PETG. I need to swap it out because he needed to make an adjustment on something that I had to play with to get it to work and see if that took care of it. So I need to change that out and do that. But you figure 4.5 by 6.5. Geez, 4.5 by 6.5 for the small, 6.5 by 8.5 for the big one. And the small one is $14.99. The big one is $19.99, and it's plus $6.50 shipping for either or. Now, if you buy multiples, it's only one shipping fee. It's a flat fee, $6.50. I'll eat the difference if there is a difference. You figure anymore, shipping's going to cost $6 minimum to ship anything out nowadays. With tracking and everything, it's just it's getting ridiculous, and that's not including the cost of the mailers and the labels and everything else. But if you do buy and want to buy multiples, get with me. You got my Instagram information is down below. I've also got my email address and stuff like that. But I'll give you a discount if you buy multiple trays at one time. That's a given. You know, I'll work with you, and usually I'll throw in a couple paracord items, whether it's a couple zipper pulls or keychain, or also sometimes I'll throw in one of my little skulls that I pour. You know, you never know what you're going to get. And I do, for everybody that orders, I don't know if I have all my stickers handy, but you will get, hold on, you will get my stickers, and you'll even get the one that I made for, like, gosh, has it been 2 years ago now, to give for people that mentioned it. If you see one of those floating around, that's from me also. And, you know, I have 2 more stickers. There's one. There's another little one that I have made, but I don't know if I have it handy here. I keep moving them on myself, and I keep losing where I've put them at and kept them at. But the little one. But anyway, whatever. I will include a set of my stickers in with each order, so you'll have that. Woo! Not that you really care, but yes, you will get a set of stickers with that. Like I said, I can, to a certain degree, I can do color changes, but that's it. But I would just keep it basic. You know, I'd like the body to be black, the background to be teal. You know, just do like a little swap of the black and the teal here. Don't confuse me too much. It doesn't take much. I can tell you that. But anyway, and here, so pair 3 extended out, won't fit on the small one, but just put down, folded, it is. So if you're sat there doing scales or whatever, to put all your screws and nit bolts and pivots and, you know, clips, whatever in, so that way you don't lose them, this is great. Or if you have your daily carry, a lot of us have an O-Clip Pro. Some of us have that i3 EOS. What else? If you have a ring or a bracelet or whatever that you want, it could be a little catch tray for your keys and everything also. So, pocket jank. Yes, here. There's one pocket jank. I have another one around here somewhere. I don't know where I put it now. But, there, we'll consider that pocket jank. It's a good little catch-all to, if you take, when you get home, to put your rings and your watch and everything on. If, God forbid, you still wear a watch. I don't know how many people do nowadays. I still do when I go out, but I think that's part of the fact that I'm old and used to wear a watch all the time before phones was a thing that you could carry with you. But, like I said, it's a good size. This one, if you actually, a pair 3 is a decent sized knife. You've got room for the knife, and then you can put your, and see, I like the fact, when I got with him, I was like, I really do want more than just a couple pockets, because when you have a knife that has, say, 3 body screws, I like putting them in their own little section, because occasionally you come across where the screws at the different areas are different lengths. And you might get them switched around. And you figure putting the clip in here with the clip screws together. Clip screws a lot of times are different sizes. Sometimes they're button or flat where the other ones are button, and vice versa, like this one actually. It's zooming in. You see that screw is a flat screw, but you see the screws for the clip is a button. So they might be threaded the same, but it's not necessarily they'll fit, but it's not right. Let's put it that way. But and boy, I'm having issues today. That's even worse. See? There we go. But to me, having a little breakdown tray, if you don't want to mess up your mat or your desk or whatever it is that you're doing it on, having this little tray for a catch-all, or to put your, like I said, your screws and your bolts, and if you're working on a pew-pew or something else that you want to keep all your parts in a located area, they come in super handy. I have a lot of them floating around here, and I needed more, and this actually worked out well because I can use these now, and now Brian can have some too. But anyway, $14.99 plus $6.50 shipping and handling, $19.99 plus shipping and handling. Get with me. It does take a little while. It takes a couple hours for the small one to print, and it takes closer to 6 hours ish for the bigger one to print. So it's not something that I can print up super quick. It will take some time, and if I'm already printing something else, I have to wait for that to finish, of course, before I can load up another one, to let you guys know. So it's not something I think most of you are aware. Normally when you do order paracord, I usually get it out that day or the next day, if it's a business day, if you know what I mean. It's not a Sunday or holiday. I normally get that stuff out super quick. This may take a little bit longer. Just giving you fair warning, but I would appreciate it. It would help actually fund my giving paracord items away, and like I said, I'll be giving a lot when I sell. Mr. Jim is going to be getting quite a fit, gonna get a good portion of the proceeds for me also, as long as he doesn't fight me over it. Anyway, you guys have a wonderful day. Many hugs, many kisses, much love. Your friend Kelly. Bye-bye.